Like the whiteboard, right? Yeah, I thought we did too. No big deal. Welcome to Below the Cab News. I'm Ryan Platsky. Thank you so much for watching. These are your top stories. Here we go. Okay, first off, Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle have been traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Karl Anthony Towns. First things first, thank you so goddamn much for everything that the two of y'all have done for this team and for the city. You will be missed like no other. Trust that. Real Knicks fans appreciate every ounce of hustle and effort that both of y'all brought to this franchise. Second, look, originally this graphic genuinely made me want to throw up and punch a fucking wall. Okay, I've had a week to think about it. It's not a big deal. I don't hate Cat or anything. He's a great player, whatever. I made my coworkers a lot of money a couple years ago when he won the 3-point contest. He had the lowest odds to win. He was like a 40% free throw shooter. So like 3-point shooter. So that's bullshit. But bro, I would have given up picks till 2037 before I gave up Dante. All right, or at least Deuce. Randall, I never wanted to give up either. Don't get me wrong, but I get it. Like he's the comparable piece for Cat, and the Wolves wanted to get off of Towns' $200+ million contract. So they have to pay Ant a boatload at some point. So I get it. And the Wolves might be just as good, if not better. All right, paint is less clogged between Cat and Rudy. Julius can space the floor. Wolves probably also have the best backcourt depth with Ant, Devo, Conley, and now Rob Dillingham. But did the Knicks move the needle? All right, because the question really has been, if we were going to trade Randall, would we get a balanced return? I mean, I guess we did. Cat is an all-NBA talent, and as long as he's cool with Brunson taking 51% of the shots and actually averaging like 10 rebounds a game for once, then I don't really have a problem with it, to be completely honest with you. He's played with Tibbs in the past, so he knows what's up. And again, him in a Knicks jersey gives me the shivers, but I'm really excited for the season. Okay, unlike Dante and Julius, I mean, look at them, bro. They look like they haven't slept in weeks. All right, I wish you both a title after we win it, of course. So. The first and only vice presidential debate was held this week. First off, round of applause for Margaret Brennan and Nora O'Donnell. Yeah, okay. Did a great job. Second, maybe the biggest takeaway from the night is when J.D. Vance said this.
Thank you, Governor. And just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Margaret, but
thank you, Senator. We have so much to get to.
Margaret, I think it's important because
we're going to turn out of the economy. Thank
Margaret,
you.
The rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me.
Yo, he said that shit within the first half hour. Okay, plus Brody, like Margaret Brennan, due to the rules, like right at the start, straight up, word for word, she said,
the primary role of the moderators is to facilitate the debate between the candidates, enforce the rules, and provide the candidates with the opportunity to fact-check claims made by each other.
Like, bro, you were standing right there. Like, come on, you're worse than Brady and Belichick, bro. Like, if you're gonna cheat, learn how to do it properly, right? Okay, and also, I didn't watch this live. I was training for my new job. What up, your boy about to get paid? But even when Walsh and JD get the first questions, like, right out of the gate, they don't even answer them, bro. Like, please. Like, please, I get needing to knock Trump and Kamala, like, down a peg in the process. That's just political strategy. But, like, god damn it. Like, please answer the questions you are given, like, respectfully. I don't really give a fuck about where you're from. I don't give a fuck about how much money you do or don't come from. I need to know what the fuck you're going to do with my vote if I decide to give it to you. Like, Jesus Christ, bro. It's so annoying. Also, I saw a lot of people say that Waltz lost the debate since he looked terrified on stage. And, like, you're right. But that's not fair because the man literally looks like a petrified... His resting face is a petrified bullfrog who's watching all of his friends get eaten by alligators or... like whatever the fuck eats frogs. Vance also did a good job of making people think that he isn't an alien. But then he said this when the topic was switched to climate change.
Donald Trump and I support clean air, clean water. We want the environment to be cleaner and safer. But one of the things that I've noticed some of our Democratic friends talking a lot about is a concern about carbon emissions, this idea that carbon emissions drives all of the climate change. Well, let's just say that's true, just for the sake of argument, so we're not arguing about weird science. Let's just say that's true.
Bro, so, okay, again, right, you're not from Earth, so I'll explain it to you since the people who sent you here didn't do a good job, right? So us humans, right, we need to breathe air, right? And trees and plants need carbon dioxide. So since big companies have been plowing over trees and forests, there is less of those plants to take in said carbon and is sitting in our atmosphere, emitting more and more carbon each year, which in turn impacts the change in the climate. Can we please just agree that climate change is going to just kill us? Red states constantly vote against their own infrastructure policies, and when the weather patterns change, we get situations that would still have been bad, sure, but definitely better than this, right? And I promise I'm really not trying to go down the hurricane rabbit hole right now, but please, can we just pay dock workers, right? Because these people are going to need to rebuild their homes and piece their lives back together as quickly as possible. So please just pray for them. Like, just pay them what they want. Pay them what they want. I promise you'll still be able to go to your trip to Peru, Skull and Bones member number 143. I promise. It'll be okay. Okay, so border shit, right? Look, fentanyl has been an issue for years, all right? This isn't a Biden-Harris thing. Fentanyl deaths rose up by nearly 10,000 from 2015 to 2016 when Trump first took office, and it has absolutely skyrocketed from there. And you know it's bad when you see ads for hashtag prevention on the Easy Pass toll booths, all right? But like, he's bullshitting here. All right, Biden and Harris's border plan was drawn up by Democrats and Republicans both, and was going to add 1,500 border agents with upgraded tech and training to search for drugs. And then Trump got people to vote against it because it would have hurt his campaign. You cannot sit there and tell me that a man would benefit our country when he clearly doesn't want the legislation to do so. All he wants is just his name on it, and that's just not the sign of a true leader at all. At all. So, okay, after that, things were cool and, like, boring, whatever. And then Waltz gets asked about a discrepancy about him being present for the Tiananmen Square shooting massacre. All right, saying that he didn't visit China until August of 1989. And then after avoiding the question, this was his response.
Governor, just to follow up on that, the question was, can you explain the discrepancy?
All I said on this was I got there that summer and misspoke on this. So I will just, that's what I've said. So I was in Hong Kong and China during the democracy protests went in. And from that, I learned a lot of what needed to be in governance.
Thank you, Governor.
Like, bro, I like you. That is so... I've watched that thing like 5 times. That is so hard to watch every time. All right? He apologized like, oh, I misspoke. I was there for the protest. But, bro, that was rough. I'm not even going to lie to you. That was hard to watch. But I will say this about this debate. It might have been genuinely the most gentlemanly debate that we have ever seen between two candidates in a very long time.
And you can't ignore October the 7th, which I appreciate Governor Waltz bringing up.
Much of what the senator said right there, I'm in agreement with him on this.
And I actually think, I agree with you. I think you want to solve this problem.
I agree with a lot of what Senator Vance said about what's happening.
May I respond to that?
Yes.
So appreciate that. So I actually agree with Tim Waltz.
We thought we were going to get by not paying people. I don't think Senator Vance and I are that far apart. I'm not opposed to what he's talking about on options. We've done scholarships types of things. I think we need to be open to making the case.
Honestly, Tim, I think you got a tough job here because you've got to play whack-a-mole, and we do have to do better. And I think that Governor Waltz and I actually probably agree that we need to do better on this. The question is just how do we actually do it?
Well, I've enjoyed tonight's debate, and I think there was a lot of commonality here. And I'm sympathetic to misspeaking on things, and I think I might have with the senator.
Me too, Mayor.
Wait, so like, are they about to kiss? Like what? But for real, this is what all debates need to look like. Okay, they're both patient, polite, follow the rules 90+% of the time, and most importantly, neither of them tried to instill mass hysteria and panic to the public for political and social gain. More of this, please, I beg of you. Please. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on criminal fraud and bribery charges, becoming the first mayor of NYC to do so. What's crazy is that you know the man has zero support when you don't even have people tweeting stuff like, ah, man, y'all just love to see another black man in prison, huh? Like, no. Dude has zero public support at all, even from people who have never even stepped a foot in New York. Also, you know that de Blasio is sitting back laughing his ass off at this shit right now, bro. Well. pretty hard to find somebody to do a job that's meant to empower and protect the people who isn't a complete piece of shit, ain't it? Yeah? Also, I don't think that it's a coincidence that just a few weeks ago, New York proposed a ban on shiesties, and then almost right after we booked the mayor. Just saying. That's not a coincidence. Justin Timberlake has pleaded guilty for his DWI. Well, yeah, I mean, bro, like, look at him, bro. Like, but y'all know what this means, right? That after all these years of white women everywhere begging and pleading for it to happen, the only logical way for JT to return to the true spotlight is to have an NSYNC reunion 2025, baby. I am feeling it, yeah, 'cause it's tearing up my heart and I'm you. The Taishu Zoo has revealed that their pandas are actually painted dogs. Due to this new information, they are now set to be eaten by the end of the month. The Indiana Fever season is over, and as one of 5 players that we truly care about here on Below the Cap, here is how Caitlin Clark's rookie season turned out. For starters, Caitlin Clark was a vote away from unanimously winning Rookie of the Year. Yeah? Give it to her. That's it. Clark did not miss a single game, which is incredible. And she was the first rookie to record a triple-double or multiple since she had 2 this season. Clark was also the first rookie to have a 25-5-5 playoff game. She even led the WNBA this season in assists and 3-pointers. Clark also became the all-time rookie leader in points, assists, and 3-pointers. Shawty only finna get better from here, so some of these players better start putting some more public respect on her name, bro. If an NBA rookie was setting these types of records, barring he didn't start any bullshit with, like, Steph, KD, or LeBron, everyone would be hyping him the fuck up. So I'm just saying, like, y'all talk about female empowerment, but not when it comes to female sports. Make it make sense. At least not basketball. That's what I see. Make it make sense. Governor of North Carolina, Mark Robinson, is facing scrutiny for alleged comments he made on porn sites, saying that he is a black Nazi and that if slavery was ever to be brought back, he would buy one. Robinson was also allegedly registered to Ashley Madison, a website for married people who are seeking affairs. Potentially, the worst part out of all of this is the image that I now have of Mark Robinson masturbating. Yeah. Fucking Ruger Nas looking motherfucker. Earth is going to be temporarily getting a new moon for the next few weeks. Scientists have done tons of research on it and have discovered that it's because your mom just came home from the store. Hey-oh! Icon Productions has announced Passion of the Christ 2. First off, how did we get a Jesus sequel before we got GTA 6? That I don't understand. Also, I will forever say this. If Jesus is white again in this movie, I'm going to be impressed. How many times do we have to say that somebody born in the Middle East, pre-continental travel, just wouldn't be white, bro? That picture you got of him in your kitchen is wrong, Sandra, I promise you. And, Mary was thick, she was not a virgin. Stand on that. Stand on that shit. Okay, now, I wasn't trying to tell anyone about it. I wanted to keep it a secret for as long as I could. But I earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah. For all that I have done for the city of Gotham and its people. Injustice. Adrian Wojnarowski has retired from sports media. Shout out to bro, for real, okay? It's gotta be crazy taxing to have to literally live in that world day and night of having agents and GMs blow up your phone day in and day out. Rest in peace to Woj bombs, and welcome in windbreakers and shamakazes. Alright, that's pinned from here. Also, Zach Lowe was released from ESPN, and they really had one of the worst off seasons ever, bro. Losing the TNT crew, Woj, and Zach Lowe all at the same damn time. Absolute tragedy for what was once a go-to powerhouse network. Derrick Rose has retired from the NBA, averaging 17-5-3 while shooting 45-32, 83 splits for his career. Those numbers don't maybe necessarily jump out at you. But how about being the youngest MVP ever and taking the Bulls to the 1 seed year 1 of the Heatles? All right, how about arguably the most explosive player that the league has ever seen, definitely seen in the 2000s, maybe ever? How about after being injury-ridden, and also, yes, I'm a Knicks guy, but I will never forgive Tibbs for playing him in the fourth quarter, went up by double digits with under 5 minutes left, absolutely no reason. Coming back and becoming the single greatest journeyman that the league had ever seen. From Chicago to New York, to Toronto, to Cleveland, to Minnesota, where he had the single greatest 50-point game that this sport has ever seen, that I've ever seen in my entire life. Bro made grown-ass men cry that day. To Detroit, to Toronto again, and then back to the Knicks, where he helped Julius Randle and RJ Barrett bring this franchise out of the mud and laughingstock of the league to the powerhouse that it currently resides as. Finally in Memphis. Sure, he'd only played a little bit, but who cares, bro? D-Rose had already been proved who he was going to be at this point, all right? Absolute legend. The D fell, absolutely. But then the D rose. Pause. D rose time after time like Cinderella. Also, how the fuck does this man only have an 11% chance at the Hall of Fame? Youngest MVP, multiple All-Stars, most improved, Rookie of the Year, and gold medals plural. Put this man in the pantheon of basketball where he belongs. Please, do us all a favor. Thank you. Finally, it's time to talk about the baddest boy on earth right now. Baddest boy. Did y'all know that Diddy gave a shark tooth necklace to every girlfriend he ever had? It's fishy, right? Personally, I think it's so that way he could give them something that's sort of jewelry, right, without having to get something crazy expensive. That way he could buy all the really expensive jewelry for Meek and Usher. Yeah. And others, of course, obviously, naturally. Also, let us not be hard on the man, all right? It wasn't 1,000 bottles of baby oil, all right? It was like around 850. And also the 700 plus dildos and strap-ons that this man was in possession of is genuinely frightening. I'm not even gonna lie to you. FanDuel has the over-under of strap-ons strap-ons used on Meek at 349.5 plus minus 110. Put the mortgage on it. Diddy's bail is also posted at roughly $50 million. And if someone's gonna put up that type of cash, they really gotta be all about the Benjamins, am I right? Okay. Also, Sonny, when he inevitably becomes someone's bitch, is he more likely to call them Biggie or Big Homie? Because when he shakes that tail feather, Puff is finna get loose, and then it's like, you know, what you gonna do, right? Because, bro, there's no way out of prison, bro. No way out, right? I mean, unless your testimonial is insane, in which case that probably will be your last night in jail, right? But you'd have to admit that you killed Pac and also probably Biggie, both, bro. So that shit ain't gonna happen. We all know that. Take the plea, Puff. Take the plea. And just sell everyone out. Okay. Last thing. Second to last. Now this is the last thing. Speedrun football picks. I know I've been terrible with uploading recently, but I swear I've been keeping an honest track of my picks for the season. I'm 37-27. Bucks tonight for Thursday Night Football, so that might change, you know, whatever. But if you want to win money, here you go. Yeah. Bucks Thursday Night Football. Vikings, Texans, Commanders, duh. The Browns are fucking trash. Colts, I've learned not to bet against Joe Flacco, okay? Patriots, Bears, Ravens, 49ers, Broncos, Seattle, Packers, Steelers, and the Saints. Chiefs have to lose at some point. Please fucking be now. Please be now. I'm tired of this. Whew. Okay. I'm about to get off. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'm really gonna try and be a lot better at putting videos up. So thank you. Have a great night, and yeah, cool. Yeah, see ya.
Da 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 da